Hello friends, this video on garbage in garbage out part 7 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Now there is another type of composting which is called vermicomposting. Now the word vermi means worms. So the word is related to worms. So this composting is the process where the entire composting process happens using earthworms. So like in the previous example, we saw that the composting process, in general composting happens by microorganisms. So here earthworms will play a very major role in the process of composting. So let us see again, how do we do this? So you see here a lot of earthworms, as you can see. So these earthworms have actually turned the plant and animal wastes into this dark soil-like thing. So that's how it has again caused decomposition of the waste to form this organic rich, nutrient rich soil. Now even before we talk about the process of vermicomposting, let us know a little bit about earthworms. So what are earthworms? These are reddish brown terrestrial invertebrate. Terrestrial means those who live on land. So those who live on water are called aquatic and those who live on land are terrestrial. Invertebrate, that is, they do not have a backbone. Like if you talk about human beings, we are all vertebrates because we have a backbone. The back that is called the vertebral column. So we have that, so we are vertebrates. These organisms don't have that. So that is why, have you ever seen an earthworm or any other worm standing upright like us? No. They always crawl on the ground because they are invertebrates. Where do they live? Their habitat, they live on upper layers of soil. So they generally live in the soil and they need moderate temperature. They cannot survive at very high temperatures or at very low temperatures. Presence of moisture is must for them. So some amount of water has to be there. But at the same time, if there is too much of water that is locked under the soil, in that case also they can't survive. Because as I have mentioned that whenever there is too much of water logging in the soil, what happens is all the spaces between the soil particles, they get filled with water. So there is no space for air, and every living organism needs some air. Whether you talk about plants, whether you talk about animals. So now when there is no air within the soil, the worms cannot survive. So these earthworms, they need presence of moisture and not water logging. So little bit water should be present, and they need a moderate temperature, neither too high nor too low. Food. What do they eat? So they eat living and dead organic matter. So since they can eat dead organic matter, so we can very well serve them the wastes that comes out of our household and other places. Right? So the plant and animal waste could be good food for them. Now, one interesting fact about earthworms is that they do not have teeth. That's quite funny, right? Because they eat food. So if they do not have teeth, how are they going to grind their food? So that's something very surprising. But it is not surprising. When you look at their internal structure, you see that instead of teeth, they have a structure called gizzard. And this structure helps them to grind their food. So if you look at the internal structure of an earthworm, you would see that their entire body is segmented. They are divided into segments. You see, the segments are numbered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like that, the entire body is divided into segments. So somewhere near this 8th to 10th segment, you see a muscular structure. So this structure which you see here is the gizzard. So it is muscular in nature, that is, it is made up of muscles. Now due to the presence of muscles here, the muscles contract, and these contraction of the muscles help in grinding the food. Like how we have teeth. So teeth are sharp structures. So when you move the teeth up and down, we are able to grind food. Similarly, these structures, the gizzard, it has muscles. So the muscles contract and expand, and that's how it moves, and this movement helps in grinding food. So this is a speciality, or this is a peculiarity rather, in case of earthworms, that they do not have teeth like humans, but the process of grinding happens here as well. Now, due to the presence of gizzard, earthworm is able to eat soil, stones, hard particles, etc. Because so these particles also help in grinding their food. So when you have some hard object, it can actually help to break down other objects. So that's about the gizzard in an earthworm. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.